So, welcome back. We've had some pretty rough weather and also had some pretty calm weather on earlier in the week. I've tried everything to get some decent filming, but I've come together and got some good stuff at the end. So we've got Ronita here. This is a boat from over the east coast, come over for the Hoki season. So this is his first time in the Grey Bar, and as he was coming in, he was getting reasonably close to that to the Cook Canyon there, but he managed to back out of it all right. But I didn't hear a bump, but he was getting really close. There's a decent wind. You see when he out the exhaust there, all the smoke, how windy it was, so he probably wasn't expecting that. Yeah, and then the next one up this is our local, we call it a dredge, but the one before this was just a big lemon. It was like a suction dredge, and they come in from Australia, and they tried to use it, but it's sort of a muddy, sort of sloppy sort of stuff, and it wouldn't suck it up, so they tried to put like this egg beater thing on the end of it to stir it up to suck it, but never really worked. So I think they spent about $1 million on this thing. I guess that's a barge with a dropper in it, and then the digger on a pontoon, so it works really effective. And that bar's designed when in high floods to clear itself, so they don't dredge the actual river itself, just the harbour. And yeah, it works really well. They've just got to be very careful how much they put in there when we haven't got any decent floods, because it can back up a wee bit. So, and then we've had the Ocean Odyssey head in. It was a low tide I think it was only half an hour or an hour after low tide, and he sort of snuck in, and I think he's just checking the depth, and I don't think it was deep enough for him, so he went back out and come back in later in the night. Oh, someone lost their fishing rod. I found this on the beach. I don't know, it'd be interesting to find out the story about that. I've thrown a rod in the river yeah, and caught my child, so I've lost the rod down the river there. So here's Ronita coming back in. He's got his stabilizers out. They sort of fold up on themselves, these stabilizers. Later on you'll see them folding them up. Yeah, so he's heading in. He's probably got a load of Hoki fish on. I'll let you watch it. So if you just look on the rear of that vessel, there's something leaning against the side there. The other called the doors. They use them for trawling. So you can normally tell if it's a trawler or a longliner by them doors. Them people who don't know that sort of stuff. So the weather's been quite wild and wet, and the top of the South Island got hammered. It's been flooding, and had a lot of damage up there, but we sort of avoided a lot of it, which is good. So here we've got the two boats heading out, the Galatea and the Ocean Odyssey. Pretty sure the motor hasn't stopped on this thing. It just hasn't. Well, it probably stopped it and changed the oil, maybe. I don't know. as they do the turnaround, do the odd servicing. Ocean Odyssey. So we had this real strong easterly winds, but it just flattens off all the waves and it just pushes the waves out to sea, doesn't bring them back. So I tried to get down every time in the night, trying to see if I could catch some footage. That's Cook Canyon going out, a bit of a swell. I don't know how these fishermen do it, eh? Like, I'm running around after them and getting pretty tired, but these guys are out there all the time, and it's like they must do some crazy shifts. It's the J Lane heading out. I think the little girl here, she calls out, "Oh, I see you, Dad." seen her dad off out for the week's fishing, out and into the rough weather. And the Cook Canyon in a wee swelling. So from now on it slowly gets worse, the weather. This is sort of earlier in the week. That's where I do a lot of my filming. So I went over to the wave trap over to the other side and got down low. These seagulls seem to be feeding on something. I don't know what they're feeding on. There's a bit of fresh water in that river. So here's the resolution just coming in there. And just following it is the Galatea. They pretty much come in at the same time. It's a bit hard to film when two boats are coming in because you're just like, oh, what one do I film? Because they're very close to each other. And I seem to be looking at one trying to film the other. And the camera work just gets pretty shaky. So yeah, I need to try and work on that. So this wave trap pretty much is a constant supply of firewood for the locals. It just keeps on replenishing itself from the big storms, just chucks up the wood. So quite regularly they're down there just grabbing a load of wood, keeps them warm over the winter time, saves going out and buying it. So we're back over onto the south side now, so we get quite a lot of people coming down to watch these boats sometimes, and then other times I'm the only one down there by myself getting blown away. One of my followers, you'll know who you are, put in the comments that he came to Greymouth and he wanted to go and check that bar out because he's been watching my videos, so that made my day, so cheers for that. So the next boat coming up looks pretty laden with fish. It's I can't read the name on the side of it, but it looks like a trawler to me. Manages to get in nice and safe anyway. So we're back with the Galatea again, backwards and forwards. Good choppy day today, and some days like this, it's not a very big surf or anything. He just charges in. He doesn't even time any sets or anything, because it's probably pretty hard to time a sets on this, but to him this is probably nothing. I've seen him come through some pretty big stuff, but some of the smaller boats, if they come in, it's a bit hard to time the sets. They can get caught out quite easy, as you see up here. He comes in and then a set comes in and catches a nice wave, but if that was a little bit smaller boat, he would know all about it. So normally when they catch the last wave in, the deckhands are on the deck sorting all their ropes out, getting ready to tie up, and some of the other boats are doing stabilizers and pulling their arms up and getting everything ready. Sometimes they leave just one side out, just pull in the one side. So another quick turnaround, and then he's back out because the storm's starting to roll in. The next day's a pretty wild day, and he's probably thinking, if I don't get out now, I won't get out till the day after. So here he is as this weather starts to build up, and he gets through smashes through some pretty big sets. So we managed to get out safely, and then it started teeming down. This was on the way back, filming him going back out. She just didn't let up. And then that next day, that surf really rolled in, and it was quite a big day that day. There was no boats crossing that bar that day. I don't even think the Galatea would even tempt that. It didn't really show it there, but she's some pretty big surf, and everyone went down there and checked it out. All the boats were in port, probably getting some well-earned rest and maybe some repairs if needed. And then I snapped a few photos, so I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.